People of the YouTube, it's Multiplier here, and in this video I will, let me rewind a little bit. Years and years, actually not really years, weeks and weeks ago, I went on to Amazon, a website, and what I did is look for the cheapest headphones I could. This is me doing it. Look at me on the website. Wow, look at that, doing a click. Ah, what's going on now? This is me ordering it. Anyway, I found some headphones for $5, delivered by Royal Mail. And so what I thought I'd do in this video is compare these $5 headphones to these Sennheiser HD650s, which cost approximately $500. This versus this. Science. That's what's going on in this video. Now, these are, for those that are wondering, these are stereo earphones. Stereo earphones, that means 2 channels of audio information from a company called August. Initial impressions are, well, they're much smaller. That's the, difference in size. I went with purple. I went with purple because purple was a fun color. We'll put that there for science. Dusty box. The box that the HD650s came in a much bigger box. So there's a difference in box size. You get foam, which you can use for things less portable. So the $5 headphones, more portable. You can put them in your pocket, that's good. But in terms of non-portability and more durability, nice boxes, etc. Yeah, these Sennheisers are already broken the box. Do they fit in my head? Yes. Oh, there's a bit of isolation. There's a bit of sound isolation. Comes with the cable. That's good. With the sound isolation, my voice already sounds strange because of the sound isolation. So it's not too bad actually. Length is good. This wire is much longer because these are designed for the studio, where you might want to say be the other side of the room. So what I'm going to do first of all is just give it a general first impression. Untangle, very tangly cable. They're already tangled. I don't even know how that. Wow, they are noisy. That's horrible. All I hear now is, I'm not even playing any sounds, and all I hear is noise. But with these headphones, you don't hear any of that because they're high impedance, high resistance. In editing, this is genuinely the level of background noise I'm hearing. How annoying is that? Impedance 16 ohms. Well, that explains why I'm hearing all the noise. Look at that. Impedance 16 ohms. That is absolutely bananas. 16 ohms. Are you having a giraffe? You're having a giraffe. That is mad. That is absolutely ridiculous. Fine. Okay, so first impressions are... harsh. Horrible. Oh, this sounds horrible. Piercing my brain. Piercing. Imagine all the worst frequencies. You know those piercing high frequencies? Imagine then distorting those and then just sort of like stabbing you in the eye with it. That's what this sounds like. Oh, that's horrible. Okay, there's at least some bass. Not really much, but... oh, that is bad. So let's see how it responds to low frequencies. I heard some lower mid frequencies. Turn that on, put that there. Fixed the frequency so I can sweep this guy. And then in fact, I can make it big. That's what she said. And then I can sweep this dude. Well, that's actually impressive. I was not expecting that. I thought they were lying. I thought that was a conspiracy. Frequency response 20 hertz. It actually goes down. It does actually go down to 20 hertz. These don't go that low. How does that? Doesn't make any sense at all. I can hear 22 hertz. You can still hear it. It's definitely quieter, obviously, at 20 hertz than 40 hertz, but even if you ignore Fletcher Munson. That is mad. Frequency response actually goes down to 20 hertz. And you run this test on these speakers, the tannoys, or pretty much any normal set of studio monitors, and you will not hear those low frequencies. And depending on the size of these middle bits, it will really start to roll off from 40, 50, 60 hertz on down sometimes. These are 6-inch tweeters, so if you had one with 5-inch tweeters, then that rolls off even higher. So you can hear lower frequencies through $5 headphones compared to together $500 worth of studio monitors. Mind blown. That is insane. That is absolutely insane. Right, let's test out the higher frequencies without destroying my hearing. Ow, that is, okay, we figured out the problem. Ow, my brain. That is stupid. That is stupid. What they've done is, was I shouting the whole time because of the isolation? It's good sound isolation. What they did is take the most ear-piercing frequencies and then boost them, and then just make them sound hard, just like someone's stabbing you in the soul. Ow, ow. Okay. Ah! It actually hurts. It actually hurts around 6,000 hertz. See, that's all fine. Feels straight enough, and then it just gets up to the even if you factor in Fletcher, even if you factor in Fletcher Munson curves, which look like this, worth researching if you haven't seen them before. Even if you factor that in, that is insane. Okay, let's see how high it goes. Okay, maybe this is more a test of my hearing than the. Okay, so it turns out that it's my hearing that really falls away quite wildly after 17,500 hertz. So maybe they do have a good enough frequency response. So that's interesting. Next test. So next test will be a test of subtlety, detail, subtlety, etc. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a sound and apply some, I hate the noise, it's just very, very noisy, insanely noisy. A test of details. So what I'm going to do is, with my good headphones, try and set up the most subtlest form of subtle reverb in the history of reverb, and then see if I can hear that difference using these. So put them there. I will choose a thing, one of the random little kicks from my music production bundle, link below, etc. Okay, so I now no longer know if the reverb is on or off. So hopefully I can tell now when I hit play. Okay, I have a bit of a guess. It's not super clear. Okay, I think that's dry. So no reverb now. Dry. I did it. Okay, do that again. Science, remember? How many would I need to do in a row to statistics? I failed that course. I do have a maths degree, but I failed the statistics module, so I don't know what a statistically significant number of guesses in a row is. I reckon, just guessing, if I guess right 3 times in a row, then it's not chance. So let's do that again. Remember, this is a test of detail resolution. So you can make more fine-tuned, detailed decisions. It's very, very subtle. I think it's dry now, so no reverb. I did it again. Whoa, 2 out of 2. One more, and then it's definitely, it's right on the edge of me really knowing. It's more of a feeling than a hearing. But if I get it right one more time in a row, then it's definitely not random. Dry. Amazing. So, okay, that is absolutely perfect, because I wouldn't have bet any money on me getting that right. It was such on the edge of me knowing, but clearly 3 times in a row, science. 3 correct guesses in a row. I mean, you can do the maths. It's just very unlikely that was me being lucky. I don't think I'll be able to do it in these, but we will find out. L and R. Okay. God, that's noisy. I've got no chance. I no longer know if the reverb's on or off. Let's give it a listen. I've literally no idea. Oh, I've lost the button. No idea. Absolutely no idea. Yeah, I've literally no idea. Turning it up, see if that helps. So now these have an advantage because it's much louder. The noise I'm just hearing is orders and orders of magnitude louder than the subtle reverb. It's insane. I no longer know if the reverb is on or off. Let's give it a go. Ah, that's loud. Okay, but I can hear it's on now. Ow! Pretty loud in my head. Ow! I was right. Ah, it's way too loud. Anyway, if you turn it up, that doesn't count because I would have to equivalently turn these up. It's only really the loudness normalized test that means anything, because remember, you can hear reverb, or at least subtle sounds, quiet sounds more easily when you turn it up. So you do have to loudness normalize. So let's do that again. Loudness normalized. So I no longer know if the reverb is on or off. Okay, that reverb is on now. So, or is it? Yeah. Dry. Okay, I could definitely hear that. Well, now I'm a bit. I couldn't hear it the first time. That's weird. Maybe I just got better at it. This is all very confusing. Because I could definitely hear that reverb. I mean, I had to really concentrate to pick it apart. I'm hearing so much background, so much noise just from, and there's nothing sounds coming through that I have to really listen hard to pick out where that reverb is. But I definitely could that time. There's no denying that. All right, okay, let's do it again. Dry. I've just gotten better at hearing the reverb, I think. This is all very confusing. I don't know what to make of this. I don't know what to make of this at all. Based on my test so far, I'll try and think of another one, but based on my test so far, when it comes to music production, while yes, there's no denying these, I mean, these sound not, they don't even sound that nice, do they? These sound flat, neutral, and unexciting. These sound horrible, like it's someone jabbing me in the soul through the eye with something very, an icicle, and it's on fire and it's electrocuting me at the same time. That's what these sound like. And you hear tons and tons of noise with these, like just like literally. I'm not exaggerating. The level I'll set the noise at, adding and editing now, is what I'm hearing. And in fact, I'm going to let that continue to play just to give you an idea of what it's like to wear these. So these have that running in the background, but based on the test I've just run, you're still hearing the same level of detail. Albeit you might have to work slightly harder to pick it up. All speaker systems, all speakers, headphones and everything will reproduce frequencies differently. And that's just reality. But when it comes to music production and mixing, mastering, sound design, etc., what you really want is to hear as much detail as possible so you can then make better decisions. I feel like you can make a lot more mistakes with these because this is more all over the place, but I kind of feel like you could learn how these, it's almost like you could learn how a cheap set of headphones could sound. I'm confused. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I don't like it. 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 Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. What have I done? Oh no. This is me. By the way, this is me. I'll admit it. This is me biasly trying to design a test to make these be inferior to these with regards to music production. Apart from I mean, these are horrible. Let's not make any. I'm not exaggerating for a YouTube video. These are the worst sounding headphones I've ever put on my head. Because they're in-ears and they isolate the sound, you can hear more low frequencies of these than you can with other headphones, such as the classic, these ones, the original Apple headphones where there's just no low end at all. They just sound horrible in a way that's really, really hard to quantify. What's really weird about this is they sound a lot worse than I was expecting, but in terms of detail and being able to hear stuff, you can kind of hear as much with these as you can with these, albeit it sounds horrible with these, so you just don't. You want to immediately take them off your head. The fact that these don't sound flat and they sound horrible is almost besides the point. Every listener will be hearing your track on a different set of speakers, a different set of headphones, and so there's no such thing as a perfect reproduction of your track. There's no such thing as listening to your track perfectly. Even if you get the most expensive headphones in the world, some of the ODs, LC, whatever they're up to now, that's not listening to the track perfectly. It's just not. It's a way of listening to it. It's a flat way of listening to it. Now, generally speaking, it allows you to make better decisions. But if you just learn how your headphones sound, then you can compensate for it naturally. In fact, you will naturally compensate for it. For example, these headphones, the DT770 Pros, which used for nearly maybe even 2 years or so, maybe even more. These are nothing like flat. There's a weird little dip around. The low mids have got a weird little dip in it, and the highs are quite harsh and boosted. But I knew that, and I spent so long listening to them that I just knew how they sounded, and so I'd naturally be adjusting my track accordingly. Same with the monitors, where the highs are really, really, really rolled off. This feels like dropping things. It feels like a really unsatisfactory ending to the video. And as I'm sure you'll agree, it just feels like I keep dropping things. I don't like it. I don't like it. Forget it. Forget it. This is stupid. This is stupid. What? Oh, this is stupid. Oh no, this is stupid. Oh. Well, okay. I think I've got kind of a conclusion, which is not super satisfying, but maybe slightly more satisfying. Detail. So the difference in detail between these and these, very hard to measure. That's my only conclusion. Maybe the human brain can measure that. It's so hard to separate the subjective from the objective. Instinctively, I'd like to think, and it must be the case, that this does a better, more accurate job. This must do a better job at reproducing things accurately, quote unquote. The difficulty, and again, I don't think it's a good conclusion. The difficulty is separating the subjectivity from the objectivity. Everything sounds different, so the fact that one frequency on one set of headphones is boosted relative to the other, it's not better or worse, it's just different. Maybe you can make the argument that the flatter it is, the less likely you are to compensate wildly in the wrong direction. But then again, if you know your headphones, you know your headphones, and it's lots of the biggest producers in the world produce on cheaper headphones because they know how they sound. And I give up. I give up. This is stupid. I give up. I give up. People, I apologize. I tried my hardest, as you can see. Been recording for 1 hour and 21 minutes. So I've been recording for 1 hour and 21 minutes of trying. I've tried. Please do send me an email if you have any ideas. Because here's what. Basically, what I want to be able to do is to create a little test to show how these tell you more, not different information, but these tell you more about what you're hearing than these. Currently, all I've got is these sound noisy and horrible, but the fact they sound horrible doesn't necessarily tell you less. In fact, I think that's the best way of putting it. It's all about how much they can tell you. Someone can tell you the information in an unpleasing way, but you still get the information. Instinctively, as you can see, I haven't been able to prove it. Instinctively, these should tell me more information, therefore allow me to make better decisions than these. But I can't think of a way to prove it. I'll have more of a think. I thought at least the frequencies. I thought at least these would not go down. I thought at least those wouldn't. I thought at least at the bare minimum these wouldn't play all the frequencies, let alone play all the frequencies down to 20 hertz and then with the reverb. And yes, the very first time I did the reverb test, I genuinely had no idea at all. Then the second time, immediately spotted it. So it's almost like it was more my brain getting better at picking it out. So I'm sorry, because I'm so unsatisfied by this result, I'm going to have to leave you unsatisfied too. I do apologize, people. I do apologize. But I think we've all learned something, or at least we've learned something. and we still have much more to learn, to know. I have more to learn about talking. I will finish this video by leaving the room and just, yeah, drop the mic, but drop the headphones. I feel like it's not, the video's not resolved. It's not resolved. It's not resolved. Oh, how confusing. How confusing. How confusing. How unsatisfying. Ah. That's what she said. Maybe. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think, fake multiplier? What do you have any thoughts on this? I'm falling over and broken you already. Do you have any thoughts? Do you have any? It's broken already. Do you have any thoughts about it? About the headphone disaster, the headphone gate? Do you have any? I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, multiplier, your video hasn't finished in the way that anyone thought. Now you're trying to distract people with a facsimile multiplier. Good word, look at that. I think multiplier had an idea for a video that didn't quite go to plan, and now he's clutching at straws. Got you guys on there.